Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Wholesale Hotties, a place where ladies in real estate are talking about real estate. I'm your host and MC, Sharon Lee Smith, together with my favorite co host, Donda Mullinex. Hey, Donda. And
Hi.
Monique Fell. Hey, Monique.
Hi.
And right below me, Jennifer Stewart. Hey, Jen.
Hey, hello, ladies.
And today we have Pansy Sleep. Pansy, welcome to the show. How are you
Thank
today?
you. I'm well, thank you. I was just trying to
Awesome.
get back out of my computer. I wasn't fast enough.
No worries, no worries. So, Pansy, welcome to the show. Let's get started with who are you, where are you from, and how'd you get started in real estate?
Well, yeah, I'm Pansy Sleep. I'm from the Chicago area. I'm born and raised. How did I get started in real estate? Well, it's kind of a long road, but not really, because I kind of dabbled in it when I was younger, but didn't realize what I was like really could get into with it. you
Yeah.
know, so I was just young and, naive and ignorant about the whole subject for the most part, but really the most recent, it actually stemmed from a lot of health issues and changes going on in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized one day I'm like, we really don't have a plan if something were to happen to us. You know, we didn't have much for retirement, right? And we didn't have much equity in the house and and things like that. I'm like, all the years in school, I learned a lot about numbers and all different types of math. And I'm like, I don't know that they really delved into how to like manage your money, like other than budgeting and things like that. And, and I have a lot of different health issues. And so I really need like kind of like an income that kind of does its thing while I sleep, right? And I kind of got in, following that industry, like Tony Robbins and stuff. And then Pace came on. I was already like kind of like interested in real estate, but then Pace came on. Tony's one of his I think it was called like Thrive or something like that. Zooms.
Oh, one of his challenges or whatever.
Yeah, and a supplement company that I decided to go with for promoting and using myself, and I still currently use. They invited us, through their company. And I just remember thinking, who's this skater guy? About face. But the things he was
look like a skater guy now that you say that.
yeah, I'm like, he looks young and like kind of like one of these skater guys and stuff. I'm like, but he sounds really intelligent, and he was saying a lot of the things that I had been thinking out loud,
Yeah.
and I'm like, how do I get a hold of him, So I made sure that I found a way to follow him.
Yep.
And I didn't even realize he was speaking about real estate at all. And I was just like, oh, this is about real estate. Okay, this is even better. I knew creative was something. And I've always been kind of a creative person when it comes to getting things done in general. Like, throwing a team together, like, hey guys, this needs to be done. our neighbors need this type of help or whatever. Like, who can we gather and get this done?
Right, right.
So I really love the community for that. Like, it seems like you can get pretty much anything done if you
Yeah.
just like speak about it and keep talking to enough people. You know?
Yeah.
And on that note, you actually have a podcast that essentially is based on that premise, right? Friends with benefits. I love the double entendre. But that's your podcast, and talking to different people to, that can help collaborate with you to get things done. Tell us
Yeah.
about that some.
Yeah. So, growing up, like we had a lot of family turmoil things. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was essentially the black sheep. I mean, I shouldn't say was, I still am. let's not
Yes,
let's not do past tense there. I don't think you grow out of that. But anyway, so yeah, we just clashed a lot. There was just a lot of things that I recognized really at a young age that I didn't agree with, with passed on behaviors and traditions and all of that. But I got by with a little help from my friends. I always had really amazing friends that came through for me. And,
Nice.
I didn't, when I went through a bunch of, like I said, a health issue, and that brought me to real estate because I was kind of stuck at home trying to find a way to make money online and get our finances in order, thinking the worst, and all of that. But at the same time, I still had people calling and trying to get me to help them with things. And I didn't have the energy, because I was dealing with my own things. And I'm like, what if I could connect with even more people and make more communities that I could call upon? And so it's not just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got with is it Justin that you podcast with? Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then
he is, yes. He's a very sweet guy, like very family oriented, and a lot of integrity. And we did not realize we were going to even be business partners. I think when we first started talking, because really, I think it was kind of like originally we set up like a mutual agreement. I'll help you with your wholesaling side while I'm still dealing with a lot of personal issues and building what I have in my head for the business that I want to build, And when I'm ready to start sharing, I'd like your help because he's very tech savvy and I am not. So, and he's not afraid to like give me a little like, push on things or, I don't know, get a little like,
out of your comfort zone.
Stern, you know what I'm saying? Like stern, like, or like challenge me.
I think that is one of the most important things for all of us to have. Like, just someone that knows what we need to be doing on a daily basis and isn't afraid to hold our feet to the fire to get it done. Like, call me out on my own bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't always like it, like when we call each other, like, hey, and I know, man, we're like, okay, we don't always like it, and we've had a couple like heated moments where we just kind of had to step away, you know, and come back to it. But we both can usually recover fast. But because, yeah, we're a lot alike in many aspects, but then really different on, you know, a lot of things. So it really helps. And he helped me get through my personal stuff, going through not only health issues, but a divorce at the same time. And so it's been a difficult few years while trying to learn about real estate and get my foot in the door. And but again, with the help of friends, it's, you know, really amped up and everything is coming together. So I can't complain.
Yeah. So are you doing more than one podcast? Are you just doing the one with him, or are you got another one going?
So yeah, we usually do Fridays. We do usually Friendship Fridays, featured friend Fridays. But now we're adding some other Zooms and podcasts. One is for co-living. We have a partnership going with co-living operators. They have like over 200 doors. Don't quote me on that. But they are now wanting to help others do the same. And since they already have it down pat, we're working with them to help others become co-living operators, you know, faster. And then they don't even have to take on the responsibility of being the operator. They could literally just be the owner. So there's so many different things. But yeah, that's one of the things I think we're going to be doing a regular podcast for that. Justin and I, possibly with them. I'm not that clear on that. But yeah, that one. And then now I think it's going to be a regular podcast with myself, Jennifer Brabeck, and March. Oh, what is her last name? Larkin, is it? I think.
Larkin.
Okay. And then Victoria Anderson is another girl. I believe she's part of that. We're working also doing co-living type of things, but more along the lines of focusing on the needs of the people coming in. We're doing more niche and working with nonprofits to let them house their people. So basically master leases, similar to what the other program that I was talking about is, but only, you know, working with a lot of nonprofits and stuff like that to house people.
So like a sober living or a domestic violence or that type of a housing thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
All of the above. But, you know, with the wraparound services, you know, as much as possible, if they have any other needs, you know, with the cooperation of other smaller and local nonprofits, we can essentially build. And I don't know if we came up with a name yet. I think it's Conscious Collective. Don't quote me on that. But, you know, essentially we don't want to just give people a room to sleep in. We want to really give them that support and community for whatever they are experiencing in life, and then help them build up and get the education financially, whatever their needs are. And if they want to become the next person who has a home that does the same thing, we'll help you do that, right? Like,
nice.
Yeah, we just want to make this available in many ways as possible for people to not just survive, right? Like,
Yeah, really
just
thrive.
really thrive in life, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So, what kind of places, Pansy, are you talking to about doing doing that kind of a living situation where you're talking to the nonprofits so that they can come in and sponsor your house? And what does that look like? And who are you talking to? And what kind of reception are you experiencing?
So essentially, right now we're looking at different types of nonprofits. And this is, I've been talking to people across the country, essentially, between investors interested in this, working with nonprofits, and then the nonprofits are literally like on these sites daily. Like, how do I talk to private owners and get them to lease their home to me? So they're like pretty much dropping at my feet to say, like, yes, hey, that's what we're looking for. And right now we're in the process of building a basic website and system to get them connected together, right? Essentially, the quicker we can get people connected to the resources, and that's what my baby is, that brings all of this together in one program. And so we have a lot of the people ready to go to build it. I think some of the holdup is just agreements and money to get started, and that looks like it's coming along with people who want to jump on board, and the way that we can, price things to make sure, because I can't do it all for free. It costs
So does the
money to build a
nonprofit
lot of
help you with that?
systems.
Yeah.
Do the nonprofits help you with that financial side?
Now, that's also something that I'm looking into, because I know like there's different types of nonprofits, and I know there's different types of grants and other programs that they can apply for. And essentially, that's something I want to also integrate into the program that I'm building, to help nonprofits understand what they can apply for. Because originally I was thinking I could do like a nonprofit, and then looking more into it, depending on how you set it up, you have to stick with a certain demographic or niche or whatever, however you want to word it. And me, I want to cover so many bases. And how am I going to do that? Like, I don't have time to run all of these different nonprofits, but I do have time to make friends with all these nonprofits and all of these investors, and bring them into one space and let them work together closely. And I can essentially bring that, I'm going to have to make some profit off of it. But my whole idea is not to like get rich off of this. My whole idea is to get people into living the life they want to live, and make it quicker, because there's so many programs out there, but yet they have limited resources.
Yeah. How do you envision that process happening for, let's say, someone that enters your program, and they need your services? How do you envision that transition happening from I'm at your door and destitute into, hey, I'm fledging like a little bird off into a new established life? What's your vision for that? I'd love to hear it.
So our vision is, is they could go and directly apply to a room that would be available, along with any services that they need. Mm-hmm. So essentially, they could go into the program and look up what's already available by typing in, this is the area where they need the assistance, right? And something like, do you have a way to pay, or do you need assistance with that, right? What is your situation? Are you in a DV situation? Do you need help getting sober? Do you need housing, maybe transitioning out of sober living? like more of an independent housing after sober or after, a DV situation and you had to go into a shelter. There's so many different ways to work this by working and getting these local, smaller nonprofits in there and helping them get the funding, right? And they know how to do it. I don't have, like this is all about the quickest way. If we kind of package it all together, here you go. Then, and we're still building this. Like Jennifer's been helping me with a lot of it because this is a lot on her heart too. And Victoria's, and March's, like we didn't even know all of us had like kind of this separate thing, and and it's very similar. So to come together and work together and build this is, amazing. And I feel blessed to be able to do it. Like,
Gotcha.
So are you even like having like people who have houses for rent? Like, hey, I got a house for rent and surprise, and it's a 4-2, and have you like work out a rental agreement with the actual owners, and then you're going to, so your site will allow people.
Yeah, we have different ways. Yeah, we have different ways of, and we're still in the process of kind of like asking people the questions on each side to see, how we can do this the best way. So I actually have those Zooms coming up next week. One is for just the nonprofits and one is just for the investors. That we have separate questionnaires for them right now. But I have already had like a meeting with people about this, and there's definitely an interest. And as soon as I can launch this, I believe that it would immediately help several people. It's just me being the only person trying to match people up, even though I'm putting some people in my CRM. It's just, until I get it more automated, it's still going to slow the process. But it still gets people the resources because, like I said, there's still a gap with some of these larger programs that are available. Right. They're not available to everyone, right? And they have a limited, thing. And then these smaller places get overlooked a lot of times, and they really are good resources because a lot of them have been in situations. So they bring a lot more to the table than just this large, nonprofit that's just hiring people necessarily. I'm not saying that they do that. I'm just saying that someone who's really gone through something and then took that and built on it, I think is going to be way more, I think, with integrity.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and I can see where a lot of people like in sub too, like I got an ideal, I don't know what to do with it. Well, I'd be able to reach out to you guys and say, do you have somebody in this area that's a nonprofit that's looking for housing?
Yeah,
and connect a lot faster because you have a lot of those resources as you're building that up. I think that's
yes, yep, and it's happening like as we speak. It's being built, and so it's ready. Yeah, it's going to be ready to rock and roll really quick. And I keep having people, ask me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I needed this done like yesterday. Everything just is happening all at once. And yeah, it's amazing though. Like,
are you guys incorporating any AI into your systems yet? Are you working on that? That'll help a lot with that to speed things up for you. Okay.
Yeah, so we're still in negotiations with an AI company. They're actually people that I met because of real estate and sub 2 and stuff like that. I don't know if they're actually in sub 2. So,
right, through the community.
So they're building their own company. I can only say so much because But I've been getting to know them for the last, what, like 4 years almost now. And again, I know they have a lot of integrity. I know that they're really intelligent when it comes to tech and all of this stuff. And I've just been waiting for the opportunity to say, let's go, you know?
Right, right.
So,
Gotcha. So what else are you up to in real estate? Obviously, as you're trying to build this, you've got other things going on to sustain you. What do you do?
well,
Yes,
actually, actually, to sustain myself, I was driving for Uber.
Me too.
Yeah, going through personal things. I was limited to income, and so I just did what I could. And like I said, everything is starting to finally come back around, and it's going to be trickling in here and there.
Sometimes you have to get that other situation just done because it's really hard to focus on where you're meant to be and what you're meant to do because you're so distracted with the personal things that are going on in your life at the time. And it really is it's hard. And I can see, and I've known you for several years, and I can see how much you've grown and how you've always been there for people, and you're very, very follow through type of person. So I definitely see a lot of success in this with you guys, for you guys.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, I do what I can. I can't say that I haven't like failed at getting back to somebody or following through when I really wanted to, but it definitely wasn't like malicious ever,
Well, yeah, but when you're going through a lot of that stuff too, you get distracted a lot, and it does make it difficult to, your health and your personal life, where that's not as a distraction, that things seem to come together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, because of women like yourself and others in the community, and Pace, Jamil and Jerry, and all of and their wives, and getting to meet all of these people and just be in these rooms, and like everyone
you just kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people like showing me I shouldn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the greatest things about our community is the encouragement when you're down, Jamil especially, but yeah.
Yeah, Sharon's been through her share lately for thing as well. So yeah. So I know.
I know. And that's why I wanted to, before I even found Pace and whatever, I started to go live after going through a lot of really bad health issues because of wanting to, like, I don't like this whole live thing. Honestly, I don't. But I just felt like people needed to know that everybody goes through a lot of stuff, and it's not always pretty, and it's not, and it's okay, right? There's just been a lot of ugliness around things, and I just, like, that was part of the thing that, like, kind of took me down. I just witnessed a lot of ugly, and people would talk about people behind their back instead of, like, maybe reaching out to them and asking them, are they okay?
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I knew we needed community, and that's what I was looking for. And I feel just blessed to have that, and to be able to share that and bring, and you, like, I've met so many different like communities, though, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to take people and bring them all together and make that available to everyone, as if, you know, as long as you use it properly, right? Like, and I'm blown away.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're wholesaling in, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You wholesaling nationwide, or are you mainly in the Chicago area, or?
Oh, I don't wholesale. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I thought John
She did. She did. Well, you kind of do on the side when something comes, because she'll send me something every once in a while. She's like, "Do you know anybody might want this property?" I don't know that you're focused.
I do tend to connect people quite a bit,
Yes.
but yeah, the wholesaling thing isn't really like a focus. It's just, but if we think we have a decent deal, but it's not it's not for us. And I think I know somebody, I'll usually let the other person know, hey, I think, I don't know if this will quite fit, but if my other partner over here thinks so, maybe we could do something about it, right?
Right.
But, I'm not really like, focusing on something like wholesaling. My biggest focus right now is this building of this, bringing my community people together, and making it available for people, and working with Jennifer on a few current properties that they have here. It looks like one is going to be master lease to a nonprofit. I went and walked it yesterday, actually.
So it's up in the Chicago area.
Yeah. So, and then they have a couple that needs to be completely rehabbed that they want to do the same thing with. So yeah, there's a lot that I'm going to help there. And then my house. So I possibly have someone, coming to stay with me and we're going to clean up and fix my house, turn it into a co-living house, for probably single moms, something like that. Yeah, because she's a single mom, and then my daughter's a single mom. So, like, why not do it that way? And it really does need a lot of work, honestly. And so when I do it, the plan is also to make the kitchen, make sure it passes, for them to be able to cook and bake and sell their goods, for money if they
commercial range.
Yeah,
Nice.
commercial. Usually it's pretty easy. It's just like the three sinks. It's pretty much the only thing I've ever run into, and then depending on what state you're in, but gotta have 3 sinks. All right, well that's easy enough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, so I'll be looking, if you know that stuff, I'll be looking to you.
Well, I don't know about Illinois, but I know that in Washington State and stuff, because I had restaurants and stuff like that, and I was like, that's it. You can cook in my own kitchen with, as long as I have a 3rd sink.
Yep.
Yeah, and this has space right now, enough space, like I could build on and add, whatever, if I want to add more rooms, or there's space for the kids to play downstairs. The moms could essentially, if they wanted to do like, stay home with their kids and try to do something from the house, there's space to do it, right?
Like a little homeschooling area type of thing.
Yeah, there's space here to do that type of stuff. So
nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like another great opportunity, because there's a lot of, single moms, especially younger single moms, that, depending on where you are in the country, suddenly they find themselves on their own without a network,
Yeah.
And that I think would be a lovely, other opportunity. So that's great. I'm glad you're doing that.
Yeah. So wherever I can, I'm like pulling all the creativity I can together.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the process, you're helping yourself, but you're also helping a lot of other people because of what you've been through, which is a lot of times where a lot of these great ideas come is, our trials turn into amazing things and opportunities. So it's
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, like, I could tell you stories. I started pretty young, and I always would be like, in my head, well, if this were in place, this probably wouldn't have happened. Or, like I'm like,
Problem
so,
solving mind. You get that mind that wants to solve problems. You see something, you want to fix it and help people.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if I can, I do, right? Like, why not?
I
Right.
think
But
most of on here, that's a lot of our mindset is and then you just find your niche and go with that.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think
yeah,
you're dead on. I think that not a lot of people talk enough about the struggles that we come across. Everyone comes across in life, but even like almost especially like real estate investors, I feel like especially with social media, right? You feel like you need to put on this presence of success and whatever. And meanwhile, I know so many people out there, especially in the last year or so, that have been struggling so hard and with deals falling apart or partners that have stolen funds or walked away on their part of the, contract and
yeah,
left people hanging and like just over and over, and then the market shifting and things aren't selling, and just, I mean, so many people are out there struggling so hard right now, and we don't talk about it.
No.
And
yeah,
meanwhile, suicide rate is up, depression rate is up, all these things, because we're not supporting each other in the hard times as much
hmm
as we do in the good times.
yeah,
And like
and
part of that support is saying, "Hey, I'm struggling. Are you struggling too?" Right? Sharing your story and not being afraid to be embarrassed or, ashamed of what you're going through.
Mhm.
I think that's imperative.
And if you put that in a post, Sharon, what
Yeah.
happens is there will always be, and I'm just going to say it, some jerk off who
Yep.
has to come in the comments and talk about how everything's so great for them. And oh, by the way, here's my sales pitch. And
Oh,
here's
Yeah.
how you did it wrong. And I'm like,
Yep.
get
Yep.
the fuck out of here with that.
Yep.
That's not what this is for. You know what I mean? Like, quit your
Exactly.
bullshit and let's get real here. So,
Yeah.
and then I want to tell you, Pansy, everything that you have said, I can relate to. And I'm just sitting here nodding. And I'm so happy to see how you have chosen to be a light for others. I see some people who take their pain and use it as an excuse
Yep.
to be a
Right.
shitty human being. And I
Yeah.
see you taking your pain and turning it into your power to make sure that nobody else has to suffer the way
Yeah.
that you suffered. And that's what we're supposed to do with our pain. But it
Yes.
requires accountability,
Yes.
bravery, and abiding in our own personal discomfort, which is not fun
Nope.
Yeah.
at all. But it's what makes us better people. So kudos to you, Pansy, truly. I mean that sincerely.
Yeah.
Jennifer, you said it really well too. I like how you said basically your pain became her superpower.
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. Like, yeah, it's. I
know.
had
You've
I
struggled.
had a really like moment where I really thought that I could have said I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Like
You're not alone.
No.
exactly. And that's why I'm saying like I chose, like I felt like I could have said peacefully, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
unintentionally, but like
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
No.
But I chose instead because I'm like, really what I was saying, like, okay, when I got over my little kind of like, well, life just really freaking sucks. You know, my body's not working right. My brain's not freaking working right. My family's not like, you know, like all
Supportive.
of this. It just seemed like everything was blown up. I'm like, why the hell would anybody want to be right now? Like here, like what? Ew. Like it was just that bad, right? And like I felt like it was that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I was
I do.
in that, you know,
100% I do. Yeah.
that type of headspace. And but I was in such a peaceful moment after so much chaos.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, oh, whoa. And I was like, wait, what? Like, something's not right here. You know, and then I was like, okay, I possibly have a choice here. Let me see. I actually do like life. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I've been through a lot already. I mean, like, I had to start on my own at 15,
Yep.
you know. I'm like, and I've always made it through all the BS.
Yeah.
Am I gonna like just go out like this? This is it. This is it. It's literally this is kind of like the conversation I'm having. I'm like, are we really like a pansy?
I noticed that people who are anti-script their family systems are more likely to have chronic health conditions
Yep.
later on as women. And you talked about being the black sheep, which usually the black sheep is the one who stands up and says, I don't want to be part of this crazy making. I don't want to be part of all of these things that are extremely unhealthy.
Yeah.
And by standing up against that, you make it so that you are solitary but autonomous.
Yeah.
And we as women, I think, are not meant, and men too, but they handle it differently. We're not meant to have the stress of isolation, abandonment, and being ostracized by making healthy choices.
Amen.
And when we do that, things like autoimmune all of a sudden come to the surface. Cancer.
Yeah, mine started at a very young age, all of it.
Yeah.
And just got worse over the years. And I actually was one time on a lot of prescriptions, and eventually, and that's what caused like, well, not just that. There's so many things that caused like the big thing that really took me down. Like I was really, it was so many things that just happened to me, right? Like, and you know, like they say nothing happens, like everything happens for a reason. I'm sitting here thinking the whole time, like the reason all that crap happened is because I wasn't freaking paying attention in the first dang place, that I was already headed in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But either way, I went down hard because I decided I was going to be crazy and just go off all the medications all at once because I didn't feel like it was doing anything for me. I didn't really believe and trust them in the first place, but I was trying to take care of my family, and it was like, who has time to do all this research and make sure that 5, 6 people, 7 people, I don't even know half the time how many people we had here. Not all of them were always mine, but if they're in my house, they're mine. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just made sure everybody was good under my roof, you know? And it's like, and beyond too, but it's like, by the time I got to myself, I'm 40 something years old, and my body and my brain was just like, lady, we're kind of done, you know? And so.
I totally get it. I know Jen gets it too. I'm sure Monique and Donda get it to some degree as well. But I mean, same boat. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia at 23. So it started early for me too. Same thing, black sheep, you know, not the best early child, and then it just progressed until this past year, heart attack, major surgery, and I just found out I had a stroke.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, Sharon, you
Yeah,
can't
there's
tell that you had a stroke, so that's the good news. Like personality wise and urgency, you seem the same. So thank God for that.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So part of my journey to better health, why I'm sitting here and I'm able to have conversation and
Yeah.
all of that is I started slowly, right? Like
Yeah.
taking better care of myself. And you know, I was making sure I started with the supplements. I mentioned that before. That was a big start.
Yep.
And you know, so they're not just handing me, oh, here's some supplements. Like they had coaching and they taught us about
Yep.
you know, the vitamins, all of that. And that was already research that I started doing on my own. So
Excellent.
but you know, that is like definitely has helped taking them regularly. I added CBD to my regular routine.
Mhm.
I was reading regularly. In fact, a couple of books that did help me with some of my brain health issues and whatnot. Like, more than that, honestly, was one is by Louise Hay. It's called All Is Well.
Mhm.
That's a great book. And then the other one is, shoot, I always forget what it is. Something about dragons or something by Dr. Amen. Really good book.
Mhm.
So if I remember, I'll tell you.
And I think
But
women have a tendency to be caretakers, so they put themselves last because
Yeah.
we're always trying to take care of everybody else, take care of the house, take care of everybody's after school, everybody's clothes are clean. You're just constantly looking and doing everything, and it's really hard. My husband's been the one who's been, you got to put yourself first. You need to stop and you need to take time out and you need to go, I don't care, 1 hour, just go do something for yourself. Go to the
Yeah.
gym, go do something. And he's right, but it's so hard because
Yeah.
I've done it for so many years,
Yeah.
taking care of everybody. And I know as moms, you guys are, all the same. It's our
Yeah.
nature, I think.
yeah, but
Until
you
your
don't
health
really,
hits you, until your health hits you, and then you realize, oh shit, I gotta change my life.
yeah, yeah. And that's another message I wanted to get to people. Like, don't start taking care of yourself when you're already like, you know, dragged down by it. You need to start ahead of time. Something, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's where I learned about like self-care too and everything. And like some people look at self-care and now like I thought self-care before was getting to go out with my girlfriends to the bar and having some drinks and dancing and or maybe getting my hair done or nails or getting to go to the grocery store by myself, things that, you know what I'm saying, you know.
Yep.
uh,
Yep.
okay, but and then I realized that a lot of that stuff when I'm on my health journey is that's not like it wasn't that appealing. Like it was starting to not be appealing anyways, you know, as I got older and had kids and stuff like that, but it really got to where it really wasn't appealing, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's kind of like also where like you get where she was talking about want to stay inside and stuff like that. It's like where do you find the people that want to do the things that you do like to do and have a decent conversation at the same time? You
Yeah.
know, like so that's still I'm still stuck on that some. That's why I hang out with a lot of people on Zooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. We enjoy our weekly one because it does give us some lady time and stuff. It's a lot of fun, and
Absolutely.
it's like,
I like
oh,
I like this. I like the girl
the
talk.
group
I like
chat, girl chat. Yeah, we enjoy it. We've had some amazing guests, and it's just you learn stuff, or sometimes you just have time just to like I'll be able to breathe and then realize we're all in the same, going through the same stuff or similar things or been through them or whatever, and you just like, yeah, I learned a lot from my past, and you know what? I wouldn't change it because I am who I am because of it. And
Exactly.
I've learned, and I think you go through these processes because God's got a plan, and He wants you to be able to help others that maybe you come across that are going through the struggles that you've already went through, and
Yeah.
you're able to give them a hand up and help them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that. I feel like if I don't, I might go crazy. Like there has to be a purpose for this pain, right?
Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, look, I get it. You're trying to teach me something, but can we just move like
Right.
along here? Because
I've learned it. Thanks. Right.
And I don't want to be weird, but sometimes I feel like it's like your family has demons, and like it's your job to make sure those demons don't go to your children.
Your children. I agree so
And
much. Yeah.
My
Well,
children are
generational
so
curses.
spoiled,
Bible,
and
yeah.
happy and secure, and my children have never known terror or horror from their parents, or they've just been so protected and so loved. And I could only wish, you know how it is. Like I wish I could feel safe for even 1 second of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you have complex PTSD, do you ever know what it's like to feel safe your whole life when you're awake?
Yes. There's a moment in your life where God shows you and everything changes. That happened to me.
I can see
I'm telling you, that happened to me when I came out of surgery in February, and everything changed, Jen. And yes, I have CPTSD as well, but everything's changed.
That's amazing.
I'll tell you that story another time.
Yeah,
We don't have
please.
enough time.
Yeah.
I want to hear that story.
We'll do that another time.
But the
so
point
do
is,
I.
like, you can stop it for your own children, right? Like,
Yes.
and so that's what I feel like my life's purpose is. Like, real estate's great, money's great, everything else in life that's great is great. But I feel like my main purpose is to raise happy, healthy children and to stop the generational
Curses
crap that goes on over and over and over again. And I can see that in you ladies as well, that your determination for your projects is about creating happy, healthy, spiritually healthy places. And look, my background is a science background, Pansy, so I didn't used to believe in demons. I thought that was the talk of people who were overly simplistic. And as my forensic professor used to say, if demons are real, why do they respond to medication? Right? That's what she would always say.
Well, I mean, look, we all have our own idea of what something is, right?
Yes,
Maybe we have the same thought. Like, I don't necessarily consider it a demon, like an angel or a demon myself. I believe we all have the capability to be very evil.
Yes.
But when you know that, right? When you know that and you can control that and you choose to use the good that you know, because you have an equal, right? Equal, like whether you want to label it like good or evil. Like I can't go too much down the rabbit hole because I'm not a whole labeler thing, but you can put a spin on it, and essentially we're probably always thinking of essentially the same thing. It's just how we choose to do it.
I agree. Yeah, I agree, Pansy. It comes down to semantics, to like, what concepts do you want to use?
But I believe we all have that, right? We all have the same capability. We could either choose to do things kindly and with integrity and or we can go any other way and not, right? And either way we're choosing our reality and what comes back to us. So
well said. It's good wisdom.
You know what, we're at the top of the hour.
Yes.
So that was perfect wisdom for ending on.
Yes, I love it. Yes. Perfect.
Pansy, thanks so much for coming on the show. It was really great chatting with you.
Thanks for having me. I'll come back anytime. And I love watching you guys when I can.
Awesome.
Yes, and I want to stay and what you got going on and kind of keep us up the loop of what's happening with your adventure, because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get up and running, we would love to have you back on.
That
Yeah,
sounds
I
like
appreciate that. I'll
Yeah,
send you guys
that's
some links and let you check it out.
Sounds great. All right. Well, from all of us at Wholesale Hotties, good night.
Night. All
Oh my
right.
gosh.